Okay, let's talk about this horrible tragedy in Brampton, which is a suburb just the northwest of Toronto. Like it's a legitimate tragedy. I mean, 3 people lost their lives, and it's awful. The and the most important thing that I got to start off with is this is an illegal rooming house. It wasn't student housing. It was a rooming house for temp workers. And it's not just Brampton. It happened in Brampton. But I'm going to tell you straight up, don't pile on that community. Don't infer things that aren't true. I can show you rooming houses, illegal rooming houses in every single part of the GTA. All of it. I can show you rooming houses downtown. I'll show you rooming houses in Scarborough. I'll show you rooming houses in Oshawa. I'll show you illegal rooming houses in Etobicoke, Burlington, you name it. I can show you illegal rooming houses all over the place. And the simple reason we have them is because of the old Liberal government's completely batshit crazy, utterly stupid and incredible failure, biggest policy failure in 50 years of decided to bring in over 1 million people a year for 2.5 years. Like, that's the reason. That's the reason. It's not on any community. It's the idiotic approach to immigration. There's simply no place to put people, and therefore these rooming houses blew up. And they're everywhere. Now, what's the story behind it? This is a very small property. This is a semi-detached, about, I'm guessing it's 1,800 square feet, 12 people in it. Now, when people do this rooming house thing, sometimes you just throw futons on the floor for the students, but that doesn't really work for temp workers. Some of these temp workers are going to plan on being here for a while. So they end up reshuffling the rooms, changing the room layout in a dangerous way. And they have people living in a basement, which in many cases does not have a separate entrance or a separate exit. And by chopping up the rooms, by adding rooms, by repartitioning areas that were never meant to be that way, all completely illegally, utterly illegally, there's no permits, no nothing. They are creating fire traps. They are creating tremendous dangers for the people who live there. But the people who live there are just trying to get by. By the way, a temp worker isn't a refugee. They're not a foreign student who stayed past their graduation limit. They're entitled to be in Canada. Like, they are. So the idea that the people there are doing anything wrong is crazy. Let me tell you who's doing something wrong. The greedy dirtbag son of a bitch should be taken out and pissed on. Landlords are the ones. Those are the ones. And they are bad people. They are greedy, ruthless bastards. And they all should be arrested. Every single one of them. But why aren't they? Like, why is this even going on? Why are there illegal rooming houses that are creating death traps scattered all over the GTA? And we know they exist. Like, there is no question that every bylaw officers know where these places are. They could take you to the door. They could drive you down the street and go to door after door after door, and they will be illegal rooming houses. I believe even the mayor of Brampton, that dipshit Patrick Brown, even said that, oh, yeah, there's been reports out of that place. Well, if there's reports, why wasn't it stopped? Like, I'll tell you why it's not stopped. And it's not just Brampton, although he is a dipshit. It's everywhere. The councils, the mayor's office, the bylaw bosses, not the bylaw officers who go out and recognize that this is a deadly death trap every time they go into these places. And they can find them and they can bring in fire. They can bring in the fire department. The fire department's got a lot of power. They can levy a ton of fines. But the council, the mayor's office, all of the actual bosses at bylaw. Oh, don't go too wild, they tell the bylaw officers. Don't go too wild. If we displace all these people in all these rooming houses, we got a big problem on our hands, which is the fucking political idiocy of our age, of our time in Canada, okay? That instead of just following the rules, being a serious goddamn country where you can't operate death trap illegal boarding houses, when you're not allowed to do that, when we catch you, we fine you, the people have to go because it's deadly. No, let's not shit rock the boat, okay? In a serious country, first of all, in a serious country, you don't bring in 1.2 million people a year for 2.5 years. That's another thing. That's one thing. In a serious country, you enforce rules, and you then discover that landlords come to realize they can't get away with it. There's no point in doing it. Because if you just don't rock the boat and let it go, landlords, dirty bastards that they are, these rooming house bastards, just think, well, let's do some more. They've gotten away with it so far. Yeah, that's an unserious country. That's where rules aren't really, they're just malleable. We'll just shape them ourselves, okay? You end up with innocent, dead people because they were trapped in a place where there was no proper exits for a fire. And that's the reality. So that's the key. Stupid policies, unserious government, and a history for the last 15 years of batshit crazy house prices that mean that it's impossible even just to get a decent, reasonably priced rental accommodation for a family. Because these are temp workers, they're working, okay? If there was rational rents to be had, they could probably find them. But even though rents are falling, we blew past rational rents a long time ago in Southern Ontario. Yeah. You know, people think, well, Ron, why are you always blaming the government? Because it's the goddamn government's fault. Because they could have stopped this and they didn't. That's why I go after the government.